developing overnight. The first lawsuit against Boar's Head has been filed following the death of an 88-year-old whose family claims his listeria infection was traced back to food from that company. That legal action comes as the Boar's Head plant at the center of this outbreak has now been shut down. Products made in the rural Southeast Virginia plant have been linked to at least 9 deaths, 50 hospitalizations. That's across 18 states. NewsNation's Caitlin Becker is back with us. Caitlin, what else do we know about the lawsuit? And of course, these outbreaks that we're seeing across the country.
Yeah, Hena, this is really scary. And this is the first wrongful death lawsuit to come out of a string of listeria infections that have been plaguing the U.S. The suit was filed on behalf of 88-year-old Gunter Morgenstein's family. Now, he died last month from a listeria infection that was reportedly traced back to Boar's Head meats. The law firm that filed the suit claiming Boar's Head was liable and negligent in distributing the infected products, leading to the death of a husband and father who had survived the Holocaust. Now, his son Garshan saying he'll now remember his father's death anytime he sees the Boar's Head label.
A great person and a great dad, you know. I just, really, regret that I never got to say goodbye.
This lawsuit expected to be just the first, with at least 8 other deaths traced back to the Virginia plant where the contaminated meat came from. That facility has been a repeat violator of federal regulations, with inspectors reporting mold and insects, meat and fat residue on the walls, floors, equipment with unknown liquids dripping from the ceiling. I get sick just reading that. Boar's Head has already recalled more than 7 million pounds of product in the past month. The Freedom of Information Act requests obtained by the AP found that the plant had 69 instances of, quote, noncompliance with federal rules in the past year, including several in the weeks leading up to the recall. In a statement, Boar's Head said they deeply regret the impact the recall has had and expressed sympathies for families who are affected by the tainted meat. So what all has been recalled here? It is a long list. All Boar's Head ham, hot dogs, bologna, sausage, and Old Country branded meats purchased before July 31st. The CDC saying that this is the largest listeria outbreak in the U.S. in more than a decade, Hena.
Boar's Head is a popular company. Every time I go to a grocery store, that's typically what I got for my kid. He loves it. What's the government now saying about this?
It is really popular. I mean, we live in New York. You see that sign in front of every bodega that you go to. Well, it does have a huge impact, and a pair of congressional Democrats have already introduced bills aimed at updating food safety in the wake of this recall and the listeria outbreak. Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal is leading the push to split the FDA into 2 agencies, one to focus on the pharmaceutical industry, the other on the food Americans like you and I consume every single day. North Carolina Democrat Deborah Ross has also authored a bill. This one would allow the FDA to share information with local food and safety inspectors, the ones who are first on the ground to deal with failures like we saw in the plant in Virginia. Now, they might not sound like much there, but this crazy thing here is the FDA right now does not have authority to share safety failures and violations because it's considered proprietary information, Hena.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.